Welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to link your own domain to your Home Assistant instance with help from Cloudflare. This will give you external access to your Home Assistant instance at a much lower cost than their Nabu Casa service, and can even be free if you're able to grab a free domain. At the time of recording this video, I wasn't able to grab a free domain, so instead opted for a cheap alternative. The first thing I'm going to do is install the Cloudflare add-on to Home Assistant. This is done by including the repository URL I've linked in my description. Once added, refresh the browser and install the Cloudflare add-on. We'll be configuring this add-on more later, but first let's move on to grabbing our very own domain name. I'll be grabbing my domain name from GoDaddy. However, if you already own a domain, be it a paid or a free domain from a site other than GoDaddy, that will also work. This domain, for example, is a .xyz domain, and for 1 year subscription will cost just under £2. None of the added extras are necessary for this use case, so I'm just going to move on to the next step. With the Home Assistant Nabu Casa option, it makes it very simple to include Home Assistant entities to your Alexa and your Google Cloud platforms, meaning you can interact with Home Assistant integrations from your Alexa or Google device. However, it is also possible to achieve this without Nabu Casa, as I'll explain in future videos. As you can see, I'm just going through the motions here of purchasing the domain. The steps here are pretty similar to Google Domains, Ionos and other domain registration sites. Once we've got the domain, we need to create an account with Cloudflare. After creating an account, keep an eye out for an email from Cloudflare, which will allow you to activate your account. This is a necessary step prior to linking Cloudflare to Home Assistant. Once the account is created, we'll need to change the domain's name server so it's using Cloudflare's name server. To do this, head over to the websites page within Cloudflare, press Add Site and search for the website you just bought. Note that it can take a while for the website to register before being active, so you may need to wait a while before being able to add this site to Cloudflare. On this first step, scroll to the bottom of the screen and choose the free option. Cloudflare will now scan the site for any existing DNS records. In this case, it will pull up the records created by GoDaddy. We don't need to do anything further on this page, so just click Continue. This next page will show the existing name servers that are in use by the site, and also the 2 name servers we need to use in order to move the site to Cloudflare. Copy the first name server, then head over to the DNS settings page on the site where you purchased your domain name. Whichever site you use to purchase your domain, somewhere it will have the option to change the name server. On GoDaddy, click Change, Advanced, and paste in the first Cloudflare name server. Then you need to go back to Cloudflare and do the same thing, but this time with the second name server. Click on Yes to consent and continue. From here it can take up to an hour, or in some cases even 24 hours, before Cloudflare has full control over your site. You will, however, get an email from Cloudflare once the site has successfully transferred. Back on Cloudflare, click on Done, then Finish Later. At this point, I'd recommend waiting for both the account activation and successful transfer email if you haven't actioned these already. Just so you're aware, this is what the email will look like when the site has successfully transferred. Make note as well that the email can also appear in your junk or spam folder. So back on Home Assistant, we need to make a few preparations before including this new domain. Firstly, add this block of code to your configuration.yaml file, which I will have linked in the description. Then save the file and restart Home Assistant, making sure you check the configuration first, just to make sure there's no typos in your configuration. Once Home Assistant is back online, I'm going to show you how to get Home Assistant to use a static IP to prevent the IP from renewing. I'm pretty sure this is not completely necessary when using the Cloudflare add-on, however I'm doing it anyway just to be sure there's no network issues down the line. Once changed, refresh the page just to make sure you can still access Home Assistant. Now go to the add-ons page, open the Cloudflare add-on, go to the configuration page and enter the domain name that you now own. Click on Save and start the add-on. Open the log page, you'll see a Cloudflare URL. This is used to allow Home Assistant to create and allow access through the Cloudflare tunnel. Click on your domain name and select Authorize. From this point you can now check if your new domain redirects to your Home Assistant instance. In this case it was throwing back an error. If you get this error, it probably means that Cloudflare has not yet generated a new SSL certificate on this site. This can take a few hours, but from this page in Cloudflare you'll be able to check whether or not the certificate is active. When the status changes to active, your tunnel should now be redirecting the domain name to your Home Assistant instance. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if there's anything you would like to see from this channel. Also leave a thumbs up and subscribe, as it really helps me and it will keep you notified for any future content I release.